Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. Today we'll be looking at how to find the lowest common multiples of a given set of numbers. The lowest common multiples of a given set of numbers. Abbreviation, the lowest common multiples is the LCM. So whenever you see LCM, it means lowest common multiples. But before we go into that, we need to understand certain terms. The first term we're looking at are what are multiples of a given number. Now, the multiples of a given number are groups of numbers that the given number can divide without a remainder. Multiples of a given number are groups of numbers that that given number can divide without a remainder. And let's look at an example. For example, if we're asked to find the multiples of 3, it means that we need to look for numbers that 3 can divide without a remainder. And to do that, what we can do is we multiply 3 by whole numbers. To get multiples of 3, we multiply 3 by whole numbers. So we can start by saying 1 is a whole number. I multiply 1 by 3, you will 3. Say 2 is another whole number, multiply by 3, you will 6. 3 is another whole number, multiply by 3, give you 9. And then 4 is another whole number, multiply by 3, gives you 12. So we can keep on going. We can say 5 times 3, 6 times 3, but because of our time and space, let us stop here. So example of multiples of 3 will be 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at another example. Let's say find the multiples of 5. Find multiples of 5. We follow the same process to find the multiples of 5. We're looking for numbers that 5 can divide without a remainder. So to derive these multiples, we say 5 times whole numbers. We'll start by saying 1 times 5 equals to 5. 2 times 5 equals to 10. 3 times 5 equals to 15. 4 times 5 equals to 20. You can keep on going, but like I said, because of time and space, we'll say the multiple of 5 equals 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on and so on. So that is how you derive the multiples of a given number. Now let's go to the second thing we're looking at, which is common multiples of given numbers. Common multiples of given number. Now, the common multiples of 2 or more given numbers are the numbers that can be completely divided by each of the given numbers. Now, look at an example here. If you're given, let's say, 2 numbers, sets of numbers, like 2 and 3. 2 and 3. And you're asked to find the common multiples of 2 and 3. What you're being asked to find are those numbers that 2 can divide, and at the same time 3 can also divide without a remainder. I say it again. Once you're given 2 or more numbers, it can be 2, it can be 3, it could be more, and they said you should find the common multiples of these given numbers. What they're asking you to find is those numbers that 2 can divide and also 3 can divide at the same time without a remainder. So now, use it as an example. We say the common multiples of 2 and 3. First thing we need to do is we write out the multiples of 2 and then you write the multiples of 3. That's the first step. You write out the multiples of 2 and then you write the multiples of 3. Now, using this process, we can write the multiples of 2 and 3. You can say 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 6 is 12. Just stop here because of space. Now, going to the multiples of 3, we write 3 times 1, 3, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 3, 9, 3 times 4, 12, 3 times 5, 15, and 3 times 6, 18. Stop here. Now, we've gotten the multiples of 2, and we've also gotten the multiples of 3. But now, we want to find the common multiples of both 2 and 3. And that is those numbers that 2 and 3 can divide without a remainder. So now, how do we get that? What we do is that we look at the multiples of 2 and look at the multiples of 3, and we look to see if we can find any two numbers that are similar. That is, any number that is in multiples of 2 that is also in multiples of 3. And you can see about two numbers there. The first number I can see there is 6 here. We also have a 6 here. Then we have 12, and there's also a 12 here. So, of course, if we created more multiples of 2 and 3, we'll be able to get more common multiples. But because of, like I said, space and time, we're going to stop there. But from the example we have on the board, we can see that we have 6 and we also have 12. And since we have both 6 and 12 as multiples of 2 and 3, 6 and 12 will now be the common multiples of 2 and 3, because 2 and 3 can divide 6, and 2 and 3 can divide 12 without a remainder. Therefore, 6 and 12 are the common multiples of 2 and 3. Now, one thing we need to know that is that in most cases, we are asked to find the lowest common multiples of 2 or more numbers. In most cases, we are asked to find the lowest common multiples of 2 or more numbers. Because if they're asked to find the common multiples of given numbers, it can take you some time. You keep on going on and on and on and on because the multiples keep on increasing. But just to make it simply, or to simplify the question, we can just ask you to find the lowest common multiple of a given number. And when they ask you to find the lowest common multiple, what do they mean? Now let's explain with this example. Now let's say, for example, you're asked to find the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3. The first thing you do, you write the multiple of 2, and you write the multiple of 3. Now, like I said before, we have identified 6 and 12 as the common multiple. But now they said, find the lowest common multiple. Now, the lowest common multiple of any given number is the smallest number. The smallest number that those given numbers can divide without a remainder. Now, for here, we have 6 and 12 as common multiples. But now, out of this, the smallest number here is 6. The smallest number here is 6, which means that 6 will be the LCM of 2 and 3. The LCM of 2 and 3 will be 6 because it is the smallest common multiple of 2 and 3, which is it is the smallest number that 2 and 3 can divide without a remainder. I hope you understand that. Before I conclude this lesson, I want us to learn another another method of calculating or deriving the lowest common multiple of a given set of numbers. Another method. So let's just go straight to it. Now, this method involves dividing the given numbers completely using prime factors. And I'm going to write an example here. And let the question be, find the LCM of 3 and Now, I can use this method, which is the common multiples method, but I want to show you another method that you can also use. And this other method involves dividing these two numbers, these two given numbers, by prime factors, dividing them completely by prime factors. And if you don't know what a prime factor is, I have a video of what prime factors is. You can go and watch that video and get more understanding on it. Now, the first thing you do when solving with this method is to create a table like this, and then you write the given numbers there, 3 and 4. Now, what you're expected to do is to use prime factors to completely divide these numbers until you cannot divide it anymore. So let me write out the known prime factors that we have. We have 2 is a prime factor, 3 is a prime factor, 5 is a prime factor, 7 is a prime factor, 11 is a prime factor, and so on and so forth. So you start from the least prime factor, which is 2, and you see if 2 can divide any of the numbers, even if it's just 1. They use 2 to divide it. So yes, 2 cannot divide 3, so you bring 3 down. Can 2 divide 4? Yes. So you write 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you also check again to see if 2 can divide. Even if it's just one of the given numbers, you still divide by 2. So you write 3 down. Since 2 cannot divide 3, then 2 divided 2 is 1. Now, since 2 cannot divide these numbers that are here, you go to the next one, which is what? 3. And you now say 3 divide 3, 1, and then you bring this 1 down. Now, you've completely divided the given numbers by prime factors. So to write out the LCM, you multiply all the numbers here on your left hand side. So you now write the LCM of 3 and 4 is equal to 2 times 2 times 3, which is equals to what? 4 times 3, which is equals to 12. So you can see that you can use this method and you get your LCM. You can also use this method and get your LCM, but I recommend this table format when you're dealing with finding the LCM of very, very large numbers. You want to find the LCM of large numbers, you can use this table form. But when you're asked to find the LCM of smaller numbers, then you can use these common multiples forms. But it doesn't really matter, depending on which one is much easier for you, then you can use either of it. But I'm sure that as long as you understand the process, then you will surely get the correct answer. So with that, I've come to the end of today's video. If this video is very helpful to you, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell to get notification whenever I drop a video. And if you have any comments to make, please, any question you want to ask, drop it on the comment section. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video.